Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short, little unboxing video to share with you guys. Today we're opening up something that has already been extremely popular. I haven't handled it yet, I'm really excited to. Thanks so much to Vosteed for sending this in for me to take a look at. Thanks to my patrons. I'm going to link this down in the description. Vosteed will definitely, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, depending on when you're watching this video, it's worth checking the link, right, to make sure. Depending on when you're watching this video, it might be sold out. When I checked right before I started recording, these particular variants were gone. But just like all of the other stuff that Vosteed has been making here recently that has been extremely popular, they do restock them. So definitely check out the link in the description. What do we have here? We have the newest version of the Vosteed Psyop. Oh, cool. So we have a button-operated top liner lock. There's I can't remember. I just looked at it. This micarta is some sort of, they call it like something Ultrex micarta. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that at all. I don't even know what that means. It feels really nice. This is kind of like a faded sea green with brass. Nice contrast, or at least brass looking. Might be aluminum. Really nice looking, nicely contoured, right? Now, if you're not familiar with the Psyop, which by the way has, in my opinion, one of the best pocket clips in the industry, Vosteed in general, it's just their standard stamped clip, right? The Psyop is an exceptionally good knife. It's a really nice profile, nice full-size knife for sure. This one in particular is in Elmax and micarta with steel liners. And again, this is a button-operated, to my knowledge, button-operated compression lock. Yeah, in fact, we can see here that little slot there. That's where that fits in. So it's not like a typical liner lock. This is much more like, it's identical in the way that it engages with the blade or the lock face, identical to the Spyderco compression lock. That makes it substantially stronger and substantially more reliable. This is even better. Like, something about this feels a lot better than even the original Psyop that I handled. What's cool about this knife is it comes in at about $169, which I think is pretty good. It makes it probably, I mean, like just based on my experience with the first one, which is titanium, and that version is available. If you're like, I love all this, I just want the handles to be titanium, they make that, and it's available. When I checked, it was available on their website, and it is extremely recommendable. But the benefit here is that you can pay close to $100 less and get it in Elmax and micarta, so it's going to be lighter weight and less expensive. It just depends on what's more important to you, you know, dollar for dollar value or material, you know, value, whatever. This, based on my experience with the previous Psyop in titanium, makes it probably one of the more desirable choices at this price point. And that would make sense considering when I looked, they were gone. I'm sure that Vosteed is making as many of these as they can. They have a lot of popular models right now. A lot of people are saying, why doesn't Vosteed make more knives? They clearly are. Between the Raccoon, like the infinitely popular Raccoon, the newly popular Porcupine, the Psyop, right? They're making a lot of really good models, a lot of really desirable models, and I have to imagine it has something to do with their willingness to include compression locks on their knives. I think people know this isn't, you know, just a fad. The compression lock has been a favorable locking system for an extremely long time with Spyderco, and recently the patent ended, so other companies are able to use it. So the fact that Vosteed is, you know, building knives with this system that oftentimes costs substantially less, right? It ends up being, you know, really desirable. This is contoured and it has that super nice build quality, right? I do like the price, but at the same time, you know, for example, you can still pick up a Spyderco, maybe the Para 3 is actually a little over, but like, I think the Manix 2, the USA-made Manix 2, while not utilizing a compression lock, is an example of a USA-made knife with similar materials and build quality that costs about the same, right? I think a lot of people will still, even though this is a Chinese-made knife, I think a lot of people will still prefer the contouring and the obvious upgrade to fit and finish. I mean, there's no doubt. Like, I love Spyderco knives. I love the U.S. Golden Colorado stuff. But if we're going to compare quality-wise overall, Golden Colorado stuff tends to have a little bit, wonky bevels, and sometimes they're off-centered. Sometimes they've got lock stick. They're also not contoured, right? Sometimes the fit and finish just isn't quite up to par, for modern knife enthusiasts. They're incredible tools, right? But there's a reason that some people will choose to pay this much money for a product like this versus whatever Spyderco wants for the Manix 2. Neither side is wrong. It's just, it does come down to preference. I do wish that this was priced a little bit less, though, considering it is made in China. I know recently we've had, tariffs and things that cause products to be, more expensive. And I get that. Still, though, I do wish this was slightly less expensive, but I still really like it. The overall size, build quality, all of that. I know people are going to have opinions one way or the other. I'm still kind of like trying to lock in exactly how I feel about certain price points. I still want companies to have to fight really hard and make excellent value products, like really bring something special to the table, and then price it as to the best of their ability. And I think Vosteed has been doing an exceptional job of that. I think that they really are trying, right? But the combination of the button-operated compression lock, the ergonomic lines, right, everything that comes with the standard Psyop, right? Except you now have steel liners in micarta and Elmax for, it's like 80, 85 less. It's pretty darn good. Pretty happy with this. If you're not familiar with the Psyop, I'll give you guys some quick specs here. So the overall length of the Psyop, I have to imagine this is about the same. That's coming in at 8 inches. So full size by my, that's how I measure it. About 3.5-inch blade and about a 2.85-inch cutting edge because of that forward choil. This guy is definitely going to, excuse me, weigh less than, your titanium version. 4.3 ounces, not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. 4.3 ounces, I think, is pretty, a lot of people are used to that weight. Balance right behind the pivot, really nice. What do we have for hardware here? Got T8 across the board, really nice. Not sure why we need 2 screws into the backspacer here. I suppose because they needed this screw up here to hold it into the liner. Interesting. Okay. They also have good job on this, definitely. Mounting positions for both right and left-handed people. So that is fantastic. Definitely going to throw this one in my pocket, carry it, use it, experience it, and check back in with you guys here in a couple of weeks for a full-length review. Very cool. I'm certain that Vosteed will restock these in the near future if they're not available now. Anyways, please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoyed all my content, go ahead and click on the Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.